What's up guys, and welcome back once again to Dowsit Reviews Tech. Today we're going to be checking out a new gaming mouse from Attack Shark, and this is the Attack Shark R6 wireless tri-mode mouse using the PAW3950 sensor. So let's have a quick look through the box in terms of specs, and then we'll get it unpackaged and see what you get. So just going over the box, you can see on the front you've got up to 42,000 DPI, which is obviously crazy. Lightweight design, I'll tell you the weight in it in just a second. Eye sensitive coating design and 8 kilohertz polling rate, low latency. Coming over to the back, obviously you've got a image of the mouse itself. This is obviously pictures in white, but I've got the black version. Again, we've got that there, rechargeable battery, and that's about all you get in terms of specifications on the back. In terms of the tri-mode, it's obviously wireless, wired, 2.4 wireless and Bluetooth as well. Opening up the box, we get the mouse itself, and as you can see, it's the black version as I stated before, and it's incredibly light, coming in at just 39 grams for this, so it's pretty much lighter than most mice on the market at the moment. That feels ridiculously light. I'm coming from a glorious Model D minus, which is like 63 or something, so this is like less than half the weight of that, and it definitely feels it. But it doesn't feel cheap. Obviously it is a complete plastic construction, but it doesn't feel cheap at all. It feels really nice. The cold ice sensitive coating that it says, I believe that's meant to just cool your hand down. It feels like a normal plastic to me, to be honest with you, so I don't know what they've done there, but it's meant to keep your hand nice and cool. It does attract some fingerprints, but they wipe off pretty easily. So in terms of the mouse itself, we've got obviously 2 normal clicks. We've got a scroll wheel with a click. There's no continuous scroll on that, and then we've got a light there, which I believe will just show you your DPI. And we've got 2 front and back buttons on the side here, as standard with most gaming mice, and then on the bottom we've got the skates. Obviously they're currently covered, but you've got some PTFE skates there, the sensor, which is a 3950 as I mentioned before, and then your mode select underneath there. Other than that, we get an accessory box which will have a few little bits in it, not a lot to talk about. We get a sort of quick start manual for the lightweight mouse. We get an extra set of skates to go on the bottom, and we also get some grips as well. I'm going to use it without the grips to start with. I might put them on, and these are sort of got an icicle pattern on them, so maybe this is the cooling part of it, I'm not sure. But yeah, you get some grips there if you need them. And then this here is your USB-A to USB-C connection, which comes with a wireless dongle here as well, which is obviously included, and that's 8K polling receiver, so 8K in wireless, and we'll see how that goes, and we'll set it to that when we use it. And obviously you've got a nice long cable here as well. I say long, it's probably about 2 meters long to connect it up, so should be plenty for most people. And obviously if you need to charge it, you can just pop it into the charging port on the front and charge it, and use it wired as well whilst it's charging. So let's get this basically onto test. We'll get it plugged into the PC. There's no RGB to show you on this, so we'll get it plugged into the PC. We'll load up the software and see what different things you can do with it, and then we'll do some testing on aimtastic, and we'll see how we get on. Right, so here we are at the software screen. It's actually a web-based driver that you can use, so you just go onto the website or go directly to the link, and you can literally control it over a web UI, so really nice and easy to use. Dongle's plugged in, as you can see. It's got a connection. When you plug that in normally, it flashes until you turn it onto wireless mode, and now we're connected wirelessly. Apologies if I hit the microphone then. One thing I didn't mention is this has in the clickies, it has the Omron optical switches, so they're rated for up to 100 million clicks, I believe, so pretty decent, to be fair. So this is the software you get. It is very basic, but it's probably everything you need with a mouse like this. You've got a profile here, so you can obviously change profiles. You've got a polling rate of 1000. We're going to put that to 8K and see how we get on with that. We've got debounce time. I'm not actually sure what that means, but I'll leave it as standard. Let me know in the comments if you know what that means. I'm not sort of familiar with some of these terms. Sleep time, obviously it'll turn off after not being used for 15 seconds. You can adjust that there. You can go up to 30 minutes, so it stays on. So that's to reduce lifting, reduce battery usage. You've got LOD, which I believe is going to be lift off distance. Is a 0.71 millimeter or 2 millimeters. That's obviously lifting it off the desk to do sort of flick shots and things like that. So that's that for there. I'll leave it standard as 1 mil. I'm not that kind of player anyway. Motion sync macro, I don't know what that means. An angle snap, I don't know what that means. And ripple control, again, I don't know what that means. Let's have a quick look, see if we can see on the website if it says anything about that. So one thing here, the ice feel coating, you can see on the screen here, it refers to the grips that they give you with it. So if you want to put those on, you get that advantage. It's not in the plastic itself, so that's that. But in terms of those other features I mentioned, it doesn't actually tell me anywhere what they do. So angle snap and motion sync and ripple control, I'm honestly not sure, and I can't seem to find the information. So if you have any ideas, again, let me know in the comments below. Then you've got your DPI here, which is going to be the most sort of what everyone's going to use. You can set how many stages you want, up to 6. I'm going to set it down to 3, and I'm going to have the first one at 500, the second one at 800, and then the third one I'm going to have at 1200, and we're going to go like that and leave it at that, I believe. Maybe 1400 actually. Oh Jesus. So you can control it by typing in, or you can obviously do it on this slider here all the way up to 42,000, which is massively excessive. You got key binding on this, so you basically can change what each one does. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You can change what your left click and your middle click and everything does. I'll leave it as standard as left, right click, forward, backwards, all that kind of thing. And then you've got macro here, which, as you know, is a macro to set up your own custom macros and save them and do things like that, if that's something that you like to do. So that's it really. I'm just going to get some aimtastic loaded up, and then we're going to see how I get on. I'll do 3 or 4 runs on it. And I'm going to be comparing it to the last best score I got, which was on the Razer Viper 8K. So it should be a good comparison. Obviously that's a wired mouse, this is a wireless, so we'll see how we get on. Right, before I go into aimtastic, you see it's loaded up on the screen at the moment. I was going to talk about how it feels in terms of on the desk. My mouse mat's a little bit dirty, but I've taken the covers off the skates, and it feels very, very smooth, glides really nicely, as you can probably see. Obviously it's very light, so it's not got that much momentum to carry it, but it's very, very light and glides lovely across the surface and feels really, really nice. So the clicks are the Omron optical switches, feel really, really nice. Decent feel to all those. So let's get on with some aimtastic. Right, so I'm going to do my standard. What I do is a bit bigger than smaller. Right, for some reason it's not telling me my last scores, but we'll see them hopefully at the end of this. I believe it was like 19,000 something. I can see my grade A, which is above 190,000. Sorry, I think I got like 195,000 or 198,000. So we'll see how we get on with this, and we'll do a couple of runs of this, and then we'll see what it's like. So that was absolutely terrible. I got 125,000. As you can see here, you should be able to see it's 198,500 is my highest. So I need to go again and get used to this mouse and how it feels first before I carry on. Right, so it took me a while, but I finally got there. Well, I think it was on my probably 4th or 5th attempt, because I wanted to kind of get a good feeling for this mouse. Obviously been a lot lighter than what I'm used to, literally less than half the weight I'm used to. I wanted to get sort of a really good feeling for it before I called it a day. And literally on my first like three or four goes were horrendous. I'm looking like 125, then 150 odd, which was miles off my old score. And then obviously on my last go, I've finally kicked into gear, and I've got 209,000, which is my best ever score. I know this isn't the perfect way to test a mouse, because it depends on how well you do at the time, but it sort of gives me an idea. Obviously that's why I have a few more goes. I don't just have one go and go, that's it, it's not as good kind of thing. I have a couple of goes before I basically make my decision on whether it's any good or not. So like I say, I've had 4 or 5 goes on this, which is obviously sort of similar to what I had on the Razr. I had 4 or 5 goes on that one as well, and came up with 198,000. This time I've gone 209,000. Yes, I've got more misses at 4, so a 98.1 hit percent, but they were very, very close misses. So it was probably just a little bit unlucky on my part, but I managed to keep the speed up and basically get going. So yeah, let's go back up top and have a little talk about this mouse. Right, so the Attack Shark R6 with 39 grams ultralight wireless, 8K polling, all the specs you could want in a gaming wireless mouse, they're there. And first of all, let's talk about the price. Currently, as I'm looking at it now, this is obviously at the time of recording, this is £49.93 Great British pounds, so it's probably around $50. So it's absolutely fantastic buy. Less than £50 for one of these, whereas you can pay, I don't know how much my Glorious, I think at the time when I bought it, was about £60 or £70. No, but a bit cheaper than that, about 40 something pounds, but it is a wired mouse. The wireless ones now are, like I say, I think they're about £60 or £70 here in the UK, and everything like that. The G Pro lightweight and stuff, probably near on £100. I'm not sure, I've not looked recently, but for £50 you get an absolute killer mouse here. Like I say, you've got 3950 sensor in it, you've got Omron switches in it. It's tri-mode, so you can use it wired, wireless and Bluetooth. It feels really, really nice, and it's absolutely super light. Obviously, for people that don't like light mouse, this is not for you. This is ridiculously light and feels like you're barely holding anything. So if you like a bit of weight to your mouse, do not buy this. You will not like it. It is very, very, very light. It takes a little bit of getting used to, because it's so light, and it's a lot lighter than anything I've ever used before. But yeah, I can't really say a bad word against it, to be honest with you. I'm really, really impressed. Can I say any downsides about this in terms of the way it feels? If the build quality feels absolutely fantastic, even though it is an all plastic construction, which it kind of has to be, other than obviously the magnesium alloy ones, to keep it really, really light. It's obviously not full of holes either, which is nice. Some people don't like the full of holes stuff. No RGB, which some people aren't going to like. I believe they do some models which do have RGB, so check their website out. I'll leave a link in the description below. The only downside I can think of on this mouse at this point in time, obviously it's my first time using it really, is there's no switch on it to change the DPI unless I'm missing something, but I can't see anything on here to change DPI. It is literally, you have to do it through the software. But it also, there's steps, there's 6 different steps you can have in your DPI, so having that and then not being able to change it on the fly, a little bit weird, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm missing something. I can't see any hidden buttons, or whether there's a little some sort of combination you have to do with the things, which is not normal to me, to be honest with you. But I'll have a quick look into that, and I'll pin a comment if I find anything out about that. But other than that, absolutely fantastic mouse. So a massive thank you to Attack Shark and Mamba Snake for sending this out to me for review. Really, really appreciate it, and I'm really impressed with this. I was personally looking for a wireless mouse, so when they asked me if I wanted to look at one, I was quite happy to say yes, for sure. And also, it's a great mouse as it is. So, and just to be honest with you, this is one I was looking at, and obviously when they said they wanted to send me one, I jumped at the chance to have a look at it and see if it's actually worth having, and I'm glad I did, because it's very, very good. So I can highly recommend this mouse if you really, really want a lightweight mouse gaming. It's pretty much sort of ergonomic, so it's good for any grip style really. It's, in terms of size, it's pretty much bang on with the Glorious D-, so sort of an average size mouse, I'd say. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and gave you a bit of an insight into this. So let me know in the comments section below, would you buy one of these? Would you buy a different model from Attack Shark? Which one would you buy instead of this if you were going to buy one? And what you think of this in general, in terms of the looks of it and what I've basically told you about it. Or do you have any other sort of recommendations around this sort of price range, or any questions you have? Obviously leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you soon, and goodbye.